Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to show you a look that I created using the new Dior eyeshadow palette. This is the eyeshadow palette number 786. I always forget the number. This is the eyeshadow palette Terra, and I've shown you this eyeshadow palette in my latest video where I showed you the new Dior 2019 summer makeup collection Wild Earth. I really like this eyeshadow palette. If you want to see swatches from 786 Terra, I'm going to have a link to the video where I showed you swatches, and I have a full review of Wild Earth collection. So I'm going to start by applying this shade. This is a beautiful copper shade all over my eyelid. And I've already used some primer on my eyelids. I used the YSL Touche Club pen, which is what I would normally use as a primer. But you can use a little bit of concealer, or you can use a dedicated primer. For me, the YSL Touche Club works perfectly as an eye primer, and I'm used to using this one. So I'm just going to roughly apply this color all over my mobile eyelid. And this is one of my favorite shades in this eyeshadow palette. Actually, I like all shades in this eyeshadow palette. It's very versatile and it's very easy to use. But I'm going to leave the inner corner of my eyes because I'm going to apply the highlighting shade there. And when you're doing your eyeshadows, always try to keep your eyes open as you look in the mirror, because that's how you can see what's happening on your eye. Don't do your eyeshadows with one eye closed, because this will not allow you to see what's happening on your eyelid and you will never get the best result. So try to really tilt your head a little bit back and then keep your eye open, because that way you can see what's happening when you are applying your eyeshadows, and you will always get better results. And now that I have the color on my eyelids, I'm gonna take the pale shade and I'm going to go in the inner corner of my eye and drag the color a little bit so that I can blend it. All of the colors in this eyeshadow palette blend beautifully, and they are already chosen for you. What I like in this 5-color eyeshadow palettes, or the 4-color eyeshadow palettes of Chanel, is that the colors are already chosen and it's very easy to work with these shades and they blend beautifully. So now I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to start blending the color into my crease so that I can get like a cloud of color, which is going to go also in my crease a little bit, not too much, but just to blend the edge of the color. And it's very quick actually. What I like about these eyeshadows is that they blend very quickly. I don't like eyeshadows that need a lot of blending and that. Now I'm going to take the darkest shade and I'm going to use it in the outer part of my eye, and I'm going to slowly intensify the color. But I'm not going to apply it all over my eyelid, I'm just going to apply it in the outer part of my eye and drag the color a little bit right in the crease. This will make the color more intense. And then I'm going to blend everything. So I'm just roughly going to put the color now, and then I'm going to blend everything. And now I'm going to take the brush that I used before and I'm going to start blending. And actually it blends quite quickly. Now I'm going to take the shade in the middle and I'm going to use it with my fingertip just to add some light. But I'm not going to go in the very inner corner of the eye, but the first third of the eye, and I'm going to leave the inner corner. I'm not going to apply any color there. Now I just want to build up the colors because they look beautiful when you start building them up, and then I'm going to use a brush to blend the edges. And this brings light to the eye. Now I'm going to take this shade and use it on my lower lash line. Now I'm going to use a smaller brush with short bristles because it gives me more control. You can use any brush that you have in hand. It can be also an eyeliner brush, any brush that has short bristles, because it's going to give you more control, because I'm going to use it in the very inner corner of my eyes. And I'm going to use the pale shade, this color. And I'm going to use this color with a wet brush, so I'm going to spray some water, take the excess, because you never want to have a brush that's too wet. And then I'm gonna take this pale shade right here. Always first try on the back of your hand, because if it's too wet, you don't want to start using it on your eye. And let me show you what the beautiful color we're going to get now. And this actually makes the color a little bit more glossy, and it makes it look like a cream eyeshadow. It makes it very interesting. So the effect that you are going to get if you use the eyeshadow with a wet brush is a little bit different, and it's great if you want to highlight or if you want to use only one eyeshadow. It's really beautiful. And I'm going to apply this in the very, very inner corner of my eye and blend this with the gorgeous gold color. This is going to catch the attention, and I'm not sure that this is going to show up on camera, but in real life it really makes a difference and it looks beautiful. And this brings a lot more light to the look and makes the look very interesting, because this rose gold color blends with this deep vintage gold color. And now I'm going to apply some black kohl eyeliner on my upper lash line. And I'm going to be using a bourgeois eyeliner. And I'm going to keep it very, very close to the lash line. And if you have mature eyelids, you can still use a black kohl eyeliner, because this is going to create the illusion that you have very thick lashes. So the way you do that is just place a finger around here to lift the skin, and then work into the roots of the lashes and massage the kohl eyeliner into the roots of the lashes. I'm keeping the kohl eyeliner very close to my lashes because I don't want it to be noticeable. It's going to be almost invisible, but it's going to make a difference because it's going to make my eyelashes look very intense and thicker. And now I'm going to comb my eyelashes and apply Dior Pump and Volume, and I'll be back. And now moving on to lipstick, I'm going to use Chanel 174 Rouge Angelique. Finally, I want to apply some blusher, and I'm using Chanel number 82 Reflex. This is Jus Contrast. And I think this one is suitable for all seasons, but if you're following this channel, you already know that this is my all-time favorite Chanel blusher, and I think that I'm using this blusher on a daily basis. This is my most used blusher, and I'm using it almost every day. I have a lot of blushers, but I always tend to use this one. Just because it's very natural, it's very beautiful, and it gives such a healthy looking skin and gorgeous glow. So that's the finished look.